All right, Blaise is recording. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I just wanted to do that for fun. What up, everybody? It's another episode of UpUrXP podcast. It is your host, BlaiseMcBaine, as per usual. And with me today is no one. It is me, myself, and I on the podcast. And I have good news and bad news for everybody. The good news is there's a podcast going on. The bad news is I have made a plan, and that plan is to wing it. Absolutely. Rants might be all over the place. There's going to be some games of the week. There's going to be some gaming topics like normal, random questions. Who knows? We're live on Twitch right now. If we get some questions, we'll count those as random questions. We're going to have a good time. And I think I'm going to talk about a few different things, but I want to let you know that we are 1 minute into the episode, and there needs to be a disclaimer. I am not editing this. This is going to be raw. I'm not going back and taking out any of the breaths I take or any of that. If I take a silence to take a drink of water or something, that is staying in. All that. I'm just completely raw, unhinged audio to everybody and to everybody's ears. And that's what's going on. I hope everybody is doing well and is having a good time. Boss is taking a week off. I found that out Saturday. He asked me about taking a week off, and I said, "Yeah, man, you do what you need to do." And I thought about looking for a replacement co-host for the week, and I decided, you know what? It's been a long time since we've had a Blaise solo episode, and I think we just go completely unhinged today. I think we just kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about, and we have a little bit of direction, and leave it at that. So first and foremost, I want to do something different. We're not going to talk about games of the week. We're going to talk about what the heck is UpUrXP and where did it come from? Because this is an origin story that I don't think anybody knows. In fact, I don't think anybody in the Discord right now knows where this came from. So back in the day, I can say that because I'm old. When I was in my early 20s, I suppose, maybe it was in my late, or not my late teens, no, early 20s. I worked at a store called Game Crazy. It used to be attached to Hollywood Video, owned under the same company, used to sell video games for a living. Fun times, loved it. Me and a couple buddies got together, and we decided that we were going to make a website and do game reviews. I came up with the idea of calling it either Level Down or, you guessed it, UpUrXP, which is now the name of this podcast. And they decided to go a different route. I got outvoted. And the website name actually became Blow My Cartridge, was the name of the website. And we would write game reviews and do other gaming content. And through that time, I wrote a variety of articles. My best known article was for Battlefield 1942, I believe. It has actually if you searched it at the time, if you search for a Battlefield 1942 review, I was in the top 5 searches on Google. So we had a pretty good thing going there. Due to some differing opinions. There we go. Everything fell apart. We had some guys that ended up joining and were working with us. We had a website designer. He brought in a friend. They decided they wanted to turn it into how can we make money. We all had agreed on it ahead of time that that's not what we're in it for. And things fell apart. And that dream died right then and then. And so did Blow My Cartridge. Rest in peace. But UpUrXP lives, and it is better, I think, in a lot of ways. And I would still like to do other things with it, but there is the origin story that no one knew, that no one had any idea about. In fact, there are videos that were made for Blow My Cartridge that were never released that I still have. That's just wild. Crazy times. Will they ever be seen? Probably not. Probably not. One of them was definitely a review about Transformers, I think. Like the movie. That was a really good time because we were testing some different just like video intros and stuff in segments. But that was a good time. And that's where the UpUrXP name comes from, just in case you're ever wondering. Shout outs to the old boys Jamal and Jason. You know, they were good friends of mine. I still talk to Jason. Jason's a good dude. He is Big Riceman in chat sometimes. So good guy, lots of gaming knowledge, and just a good buddy. And then we had a guy named Michael. I can't remember. And we had a guy named Jeff. Jeff's who I got my dog from. He actually used to breed Yorkies. So fun facts of the day. Again, we're going to be a little bit all over the place today. As far as games of the week, well, let me tell you, I haven't been playing much this week. In fact, I have played very little. I played some Elden Ring, got a little bit farther, finally found the stupid key I needed to face the second boss. I had to beat a dragon to get it, to which Bats told me, "You're not going to be able to beat that dragon." I beat it first try, thank you very much. So kick rocks, Bats. On top of that, I've been playing some Paladins. Gundam Evolution playtest came out. Gundam Evolution is sick. I've seen some people calling it Overwatch 2. It has a really good feeling for a Gundam game. I agree with something Bats has been saying whenever we play it. There needs to be more beam sabers. But overall, the game feels really good. Like, it feels pretty polished. Barbados is sick. Exia, sick. They're like pretty much... Exia actually has a ranged attack, but Barbados is like full melee, and it just feels really good. I've been playing some Smite. The Smite games, look, okay, Smite games, it might be Paladins 2.0 to be honest, but Paladins 2.0 is already out. Paladins feeling real good right now. Those new Paladins updates have been nice. So here's the Smite games for the week, chat. And when I say I haven't been playing games, this is kind of proof of it. I played Cleo in Conquest 2 days ago. I went 9-5-11. I kind of just ran that team down. Me and Bats were in those queues together. I played a Cupid carry game where I went 9-4-11 and bodied the enemy. I think I was bodying that team. I remember that now. Medusa 2-1-2 before they surrendered. Medusa 9-7-3. We lost. I was trying Kenny's build that game. I went Death's Embrace, Jotun's Vigor, Kinsize, Silver Branch, Exi, Bloodforge. Not bad. We just couldn't win. We were getting diffed across the board. Went a 7-4-6 a wheelish. And then to top off the week, I went and played an arena last night because I was on the phone with the wifey and I was like, I haven't played anything all day. I want to play an arena. I went 5-0-19 on Merlin. Feels real good. You know what else feels good? The Bolts beating the Leviathans this week. That's all I got. That's where we're at. I want the Valks to win a set, y'all. I want the Valks to win a set. And maybe that will happen. But that's literally my games of the week. That's all I've played. I haven't been playing anything on my phone. I have been playing nothing. And you might be going, man, what the heck is Blaise doing with all of the extra free time he has if he hasn't been playing video games? That's a great question. I have been watching an absorbent amount of anime. I have watched easily 3-4 seasons of shows this past week. I have been on the grind. The anime kick is real. On top of that, I'm reading some light novels. I'm reading a light novel series, and I'm reading a manga series at the same time. So we're checking those out. I think the next anime I'm going to start will be tonight. I think I'm going to start My Shield Hero because I've heard good things about it. So I think that's the next one on our lineup. If you're interested, I have actually been thinking about adding a anime channel to the Discord, a voice and a text channel. So if you're in the Discord and that is something you'd be interested, let me know. We might get that added in. I think that could be a fun time. And maybe get an anime expert on the podcast, or at least an anime podcast host. I have some connections we're going to reach out to over the next coming weeks. But have you seen... I have not seen Ranking of the Kings, Gactyl. I have thought about it. It's on my watch list, I think. Should I be watching that over My Shield Hero? That's the real question. I heard someone talking about it today. Watch it. All right, let me go make sure. I'll get it added. Hold on. Chat, we're taking a moment here, and listeners, we're going to take a moment, and we're going to go make sure I have Ranking of Kings on my watch list. I think I do. Ranking of Kings... Nope, but it is now. Easy fix to that. Gaming news this week. We actually got Kingdom Hearts 4 announced, and it looks insane. If you have not seen the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, A, I will show it as soon as I finish the podcast on stream. B, if you're not watching, you should Go look at it now. It looks insane. They actually showed gameplay in the announcement trailer for the 20th anniversary. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I can't wait to play it. I'm actually thinking about playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 on stream because of it. And then recently announced tonight, Nintendo is purchasing another bit of land to open a new studio because they said that they would prefer to work in-house when building up the company rather than buying up smaller studios. They want to build from within. So they required a new development center. There is some post about it on Twitter that I've seen, and it looks really good. So shout out to Nintendo. They said they announced the land. Nintendo announced they bought land for a second new 12.4 development center with expected completion date of December 2027. Nintendo has said during investor meetings that rather than buying studios who might not share Nintendo's philosophies, internal growth is preferred. So this is definitely speaking to that. So that's super sick. And that's the gaming news. Now, here's where the rants begin. Okay, and not that I haven't ranted already. I'm talking to myself. That's fun. I want to have a conversation about mental health. This is something that I have talked about a lot in the Discord. I have talked about it a lot on the podcast. I've talked about it a lot on the stream. It is something very important to me. This is something I feel strong about. I think mental health is a huge, huge deal. And I help athletes with that when they struggle with anxiety and anxiousness and nervousness and all those things when they get ready to go run a race and things like that. And I see the effects on a daily basis of younger people, but I've also seen the effects of that on people in my life. And I think that's an important thing to talk about. It is why we are part of the ambassador program for Guardians Mental Health. I want to be able to help people as much as possible. And I think it's important to kind of talk about what's been going on with me the past few days. I am not a person who has really struggled with mental health throughout my life personally. For myself, I struggled in high school. I lost my father when I was a freshman in high school, and that caused me some problems. He died of an asthma attack. I have asthma. It kind of threw me off of should I be doing athletics and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of questioning, self-doubt, could I do it, that type of thing going on. There was a lot of that, along with a lack of confidence. You're in high school, that's normal, and that led to some problems there. But beyond that, I haven't really struggled with any of that since then. I've obviously, there's always the back and forth in your head of questioning, did I make the right decision? Okay, it was the right decision. I don't really think about any of that. I've never been one to really struggle with anxiety. Obviously, I've felt down. I've felt down before, but I've never struggled with depression and things of that nature. That just hasn't been a major part of my life for myself. But I have seen that for those around me. And that's what makes me be a huge proponent of it. I think it's a major thing to go talk about. And I think if I were to do some things differently, for instance, after my dad passed, my mom really tried to get me to go talk to her shrink. I didn't want to do that. I'm not going to get into my philosophies on religion because that's A, my own business. B, no one really wants to talk about that. I don't think it's need to know information. If you want to talk to me about it, you can talk to me in Discord when I'm not streaming and when I'm not doing the podcast, and I'll happily talk to you about that if you'd like. But I said no. She tried to get me to go talk to a therapist. Honestly, when I was younger, I was very walled off. I didn't really want to talk to people about any feelings at all. And I declined that. Looking back at that, should I have taken that opportunity to go talk to somebody that wasn't a family member and wasn't a friend and had an unbiased opinion about it? Yes, I should have. Absolutely. And I didn't. I think knowing that information now, I think I'd probably go do it. In fact, when I was 17, I got in a car wreck, or maybe it was 16. I got in a car wreck 3 days before my birthday. I wrecked my 65 fastback, and had to spend a lot of time repairing it. Actually, I was 16. It was 3 days before my 17th birthday. And I was driving in the rain, and my car literally 360s out. I went around a corner, wrecked my car, and I had to go have a meeting at the courthouse. And that same type of thing happened where I had someone that worked at the courthouse literally ask me, "Where do you think you're going after you die?" And I was like, "Or where do you think you're going?" And they were trying to ask where I think I was going after I died. And that put me in this like weird place. So to talk about like mental health, like those are the things that really earlier on in life affected me with mental health. I've had a lot of family members pass away. But my father passing, and then that incident with the car wreck, and then some stuff when I was running, like those are the main things I've been affected with mental health wise. But I have seen people close to me struggle with mental health. So I think it's a major deal to talk about. I think it's something that's important. So why am I ranting about this right now? I would say not this past weekend. The weekend before, I wasn't feeling well. I had something going on behind my eyes, kind of like a silent migraine if you've ever had one. You don't have the pain of a migraine, but you have the symptoms of pressure behind your eyes. And I just felt mentally off. Like I just felt weird. But beyond that, like after, I think it was like 4 or 5 days, I felt fine. And then I came to this past weekend, and the mental got hit rough. It was bad. I had self-doubt. I had, questioning of my own self-worth, the whole nine. And I'm talking like there was a point where I literally just stood there for 30 minutes. I made sure my boys were good. Like they were fine. They were fed. They were chilling, hanging out, playing. But there was a point for like 30 minutes. I just sat there and I literally just thought about like, man, like, have I made the right decisions in life? Am I enough? Am I doing enough for my kids? Am I doing enough for my wife? Am I doing enough for my entire family? Am I living with some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness, it's right there, chat. I can't remember it. Yep, it's gone. What is it? What I'm looking for? Settled. That's what it is. Have I settled in life? And I don't think, as far as my family and all that kind of stuff, no. I think based off of what I wanted to do career-wise, I think absolutely I've settled. And I know that. And that there's a variety of reasons that's happened. But I think I do something to help people right now by teaching. I think I'm good at it. And that part's fine. But I did, that was a thing that was like not number one on the list, if you know what I mean. So there's some stuff like that, but there was a lot of struggle with self-worth and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I went and read about imposter syndrome yesterday because that's part of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is much more deep than that. I'm not self-diagnosing. I just went to read about it because I was trying to see what is the solution for the people that struggle with that. Like, what do they have to do to overcome that? Because if I'm facing something that's similar, maybe I could try some of those steps. And I have, and I feel a little bit better. I'll kind of talk about what I've been doing to feel better as well here in a little bit, because I think, especially last month, we had our little challenge about what do you do to get a mental reset. And I'll actually let's talk about that. There's a couple things there that I would like to come back and readdress. Let me go to that real quick. Podcast challenge. So like we had a March podcast challenge about mental reset. I talked about gaming's a mental reset for me. Being able to talk to other adults, because I teach high schoolers, is a mental reset for me. Playing with my kids. Vio brought up like going to play bot games, because he said whenever PvP gets really annoying, he just likes to play against bots. That way he can just kind of pop off. He also mentioned like Vampire Survivor being a really chill game with like nostalgic sound effects and collectibles. That's kind of cool. And Bright was talking about how I thought I was, when you walk away from some things that aren't worth getting worked up about, and knowing when to walk away from things will frustrate you and cause you more problems. He figured that at work that day. I've talked to Luke about that, my own son, because he'll get like really frustrated with the video game. Like, just walk away, dude. So those are some things we talked about. But I want to talk about kind of what I've been doing I've done a couple things. I talked to my wife about all this, and because I was straight up, I told her, I was like, look, here's what's going on. Here's how I'm feeling. And one thing I've done is I've played less video games this week, and that's not as a result of this, but I do think it's helped. It helped me just kind of like have some more time to reframe my thought process and rethink some things. So I think that's good. We'll be back to our normal selves this week. It's gonna be great. But I played some games with some friends. Did a couple things solo on my own that I just needed to do just to kind of chill. I also worked out yesterday. I went and ran in my backyard, and I have a small backyard. I ran almost 2 miles in my backyard, just running around in a circle. It made me kind of feel like I was insane, but all the ideas of self-doubt and that kind of stuff and self-worth, like, gone once I got done working out. Like, I did that run. I came inside. I did some stuff with some weights, and I did a couple other things. I felt good. I am a big proponent of exercise is good. Like, you could go for a walk, bro. Go for a walk. Feel good. It gives you time to think about stuff, put on some music, let it go. So that felt good. I also, because my wife's like, hey, you should find something you like to do other than video games, which I was like, I haven't been playing video games, but touche, wifey, you got me. She did. She got me. Because really, I go to school, teach, come home, play with the kids, get them to bed, hang out with her, stream, that kind of stuff. I have been watching anime again. That's been another thing that's been kind of helping out, just getting to watch some stuff. Also, I've been watching slice of life animes, which I think is part of the reason I've been having these thoughts, because it really just got me like thinking, and I got in my head. So that's kind of crazy, but it's fun. There are other things to do other than video games. Supposedly, I am learning. Now, along with that, I have been reading a lot. I already read books from time to time, and I read a lot of news, like a lot of research articles. I read a lot about space. Let me tell you a story, chat. Space is crazy. Space makes you question what you know about space the more you read about it. The more you read about space, the less you know about space. That's what's crazy about space. I even saw a chart the other day. Mind-boggling. I don't understand it. I am a mathematician, and there are things that when I read space, it makes sense. And then I read more about it, and I'm frustrated because it doesn't make sense. Like, we found a planet 13.4 billion light years away, which means it's close to the Big Bang. Sorry, I'm doing air quotations because you all can't see this. It's a podcast. I can't fathom this, okay? I just can't. I can't get it. I don't understand. I'm not... Look, conspiracy theories, aliens are real. We can't be the only thing. That's why I'm leaving it at. I'm not going any further than that unless there's questions about it in the chat. Now, moving on. One other thing I did, and because my wife brought up a good point, like, do something that I enjoy doing. Well, one thing I enjoy doing is learning. Crazy idea for someone that teaches all the time that I would like to learn. I learn something new every day. But one thing I used to do is I used to live in Hawaii. I used to live in Hawaii in middle schools. Are the other aliens carbon-based? I have no idea, bro, but I'll get back to this in a second. Put all the alien questions you want in the chat. I'll answer them. One thing I used to do in middle school is I took a Japanese class, and I was the most fluent in Japanese in my class. I loved it. Loved everything about it when I lived in Hawaii. In fact, after I graduated college, I went on a trip to Hawaii. I stayed with Buddhist monks for a few days. Like, absolutely, I just love it. Like, I went to Japan, and it's probably the most I've ever felt like I fit in with society. Like, everything was timely. Everything's based off the honor system. There's no trash anywhere because people throw their stuff away. Everybody treats each other with respect. I mean, it's just up my alley. Like, everything about it is just like, this is Blaise's lifestyle. Like, this is it. Like, there's a structure. It's great. Love it. So what did I do? I went and started looking at different apps to learn languages. Now, I used to have Rosetta Stone as a kid. Wasn't a huge fan of it. And then I've tried Duolingo. I don't know what it is about Duolingo. It just doesn't click with my brain. It just does not work. I do it, and it just like makes me frustrated, and I don't feel like I'll learn anything. So I started looking around some apps, found some different ones, Saw Rosetta Stone was on sale, almost bought it, decided against that for now. And I started a app called Busuu, Bussuu. In fact, if you're in the Discord, there is a chat for trying out the app, and then they'll give you like a 7-day free trial. So it gives you like an invite link. There's also, I've linked a 30-day premium trial in the Discord chat as well, in general chat. So if you want to go try it out, feel free. I've been doing the Japanese one for a couple days now, and I've done several lessons, and it's really well designed. Like, it teaches you the words, it makes you fill in sentences, it makes you actually spell out the words, it teaches you the lettering system, like everything. It is, I don't know what it is about it. You can actually send stuff to foreign speakers. There's like live lectures you can apparently attend. Everything feels good about it. Like, I think right now I have like a 50% off promotion where I can have a year of it for $40, and I'm doing it. I'm just going to full send on it. That is something that has made me just feel really, really good the past couple days. So if you ever need help and you're struggling, reach out and talk to somebody. I am not one. When I was younger, I wouldn't have reached out and talked to somebody. But I have. I've talked to a couple people about it. I've talked to my wife. I think it's important. I'm talking to you all now. And I think that's a big deal. In fact, sorry, if you've been listening this far, I do apologize. I know you expected like a bunch of gaming content, but I promise this is worth talking about, because there are too many people that struggle with this and they think that they're weak, and they're not. They are very strong people that just have to learn to be able to talk and get the help they need. Like, getting help is a strength, not a weakness. In fact, I don't even use the word weakness anymore, chat. Weakness, unless I'm talking about like Pokemon, right? Weakness is not in my vocabulary. Weakness is gone. I was listening to a podcast, I guess a few months ago now, I think it's on the Prediction Esports Network that the Backliners are on. It's a medical podcast, and they had a previous like trainer from the San Francisco 49ers on there. And he was talking about how he wouldn't call things a weakness. He called them areas of improvement. Why do I have my headset on? Let's be formal. The headset's gone. I'm not talking to anybody but myself anyway. I don't need to hear anything. What do I need to hear? Nothing. All right, sorry, I'm ranting again. And he talked about areas of improvement. And I think areas of improvement is a way better terminology, A. And B, just gives you a better framing for the mindset. Okay? Sorry, I have been all over the place. I told y'all, this is going to be crazy. But one thing I want to talk about is I got another Guardian mental health kit today. In fact, I didn't check the mail. I'm supposed to be getting another one. I have the Destiny kit here. I have the suicide prevention kit as well, and then there is a main Guardians mental health kit as well. I don't have that one unless it came in the mail today, and I did not check, and I'm not going out there right now because it is cold and raining, so forget that noise. But one of them is called To Write Love on Our Arms, and it goes through and talks about a few things. There's a lot of things in this kit, some of which I can show it on stream. And there's just a lot of good information here. You can always go to guardiansmentalhealth.com.org and request a kit. They also have PDF versions of the kits that you can print out. Along with that, there's a real-time support bot that is here in chat that you can use. It's also in the Discord, so feel free to use that. It'll output an article for you to be able to go read and things of that nature. You can hit random, and it'll bring up a random researched article over a mental health issue. But I think there's some things when I was looking through here yesterday after I got it that I thought would be good to talk about, because I think this is something we don't talk about enough. And for suicide prevention, or people that have suicidal ideology, man, I'm wordsing bad today. It talks about having a safety plan. A safety plan is really important. As someone that's had to help somebody develop a safety plan of how to get the help they needed in case they got to that point that they are worried about getting to that point, a safety plan is crucial. If you know anybody that's had that ideology before, please suggest them make a safety plan with people they can contact to make sure they can get the help they need. I've seen it with my own eyes of someone that struggled with that, and it's a scary time. I can't stress that enough to be able to get those people the help that they need. It talks about knowing the signs. If you do not know the signs, you should check something like this out. It talks about talking about feelings or hopelessness, having no purpose, feeling trapped, being unbearable pain, being a burden to others, disliking oneself, increased use of substances, withdrawing from others, giving away belongings, making a will, acquiring lethal weapons, along with there's several other things. But if you feel that someone's reaching that point, help them out. They talk about the GLAD technique. In case you don't know what the GLAD technique is, we'll read through that real quick. G, one, gratitude that you are thankful for. GLAD technique. Every day brings new challenges and opportunities. Many of us fall for false belief that if the day started out badly or something messed up, or something messed with your confident mindset, then the rest of the day or the week will bring unhappiness. Rather than challenging the negative mindset, we let it consume our confidence, instead allowing those moments to crush your confidence. Use the awesome technique to fight back and push yourself into a more positive place. When you take even the smallest step towards talking back to negative beliefs, you make strides in your self-confidence. I do this every morning, not the GLAD technique, but in the morning, I think about my day and frame my positive mindset in the morning. But the G is one, gratitude that we are thankful for today. This can mean a basic gratitude for shoes on your feet, for instance. A, one small accomplishment. We often believe that accomplishments has to be something that's grand. It doesn't have to be that. I've skipped the L. That was actually unfortunate. One thing you learned today. So gratitude, learned, accomplishment, and delight that touched your day. Those are all good things to talk about. And then, there's, again, they actually give you a gratitude list if you wanted to have that. There's some other things on there too in a journal. Make sure to check that out on the website. You can, like I said, you can request one of these kits, but you can also do a PDF kit as well. Now they did a Destiny kit as well, and I think this one's really good because there's a breathing kit, a breathing technique. There is the stop technique, which is when you feel negative thought, feel a negative thought or action come into your mind, physically stop and take a few moments to yourself, take a breath, observe, and then make a plan. I think all these things are important. And again, these are great kits. If you ever want to talk about them, learn more information, reach out. I did want to spend a little bit of time talking about mental health today, because again, it's something I've been struggling with over the past few days, and I'm not used to that. So I think it's important for something that I'm not used to and not necessarily comfortable with, to take the time to talk about it. But I'm going to wrap it up there because I've been talking about mental health, I think, for about 20 minutes, and most of you may have not made it to this point, and that's okay. You're like, I came here for games, and I get that. But I think there's a time and place that we need to talk about serious issues as well, and I think this is one. Because I was on the struggle bus for sure. It was not a good place to be. Not a good place to be. Do I have anything else in my notes? I think on my notes, I literally I closed out my notes. This is a good time. It literally said rant. That's what, when I say my notes were really good today, that was one of them. Oh, I did forget a gaming topic, y'all. I forgot one. The new Smite God. The new Smite God was announced today. We don't know what he's going to be yet. We're going to find out, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday. Is it Hu Yang, the Jade Emperor? Yu Huang, sorry. I got the letters mixed up in my head. But Lermy Wormy helped design him, so I'm pretty excited. The trailer was sick. The trailer looked really, really good. So make sure to check that one out for sure. Other than that, no. All right, I'm taking questions now. And the first question from Enbright that I had, besides the things other than video games, was, are the other aliens carbon-based? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But there's aliens, bro. And I don't mean like the green men, okay? Like they could look like us for all I know. I just think that there has to be like other species out there other than us. Maybe that's my bad take for the day. I will die on that sword. Like 100%. Like like that is one I will definitely like stick with to the end. That I believe that there's aliens. We had a rock that went, okay, crazy thing. Harvard scientists found this out, right? We had in space, this is like 2 or 3 years ago, we had this huge rock, meteor, whatever you want to call it, that was like almost flat. It was like really just odd looking for a meteor. And it flew through our solar system, not all the way through, just like it entered and left in its own trajectory. There's no shot, bro. There's no shot. That's an alien. That's a spaceship. I'm not being convinced. If you haven't watched the like Air Force videos where like an unidentified object flies in front of the plane, moving in directions that our planes can't, A, and B, faster than our planes, get out of here. And they'll say it's like mass hallucination of the pilots. No, dude. No. The aliens. 100%. 100%. I'm not being convinced otherwise. Favorite actor that played the Joker. Oh my goodness. His name has slipped my mind. Oh no. I am ashamed of myself. Oh my goodness. Heath Ledger. Easy. That's not even a question in my mind. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Yeah, Heath Ledger. And it's not close. Heath Ledger is the best Joker. I would say Joaquin Phoenix is the second best Joker. But definitely Heath Ledger. 100%. 100%. I hope Boss listens to this episode and realizes that I've become unhinged. That's what I hope for. I sent him a DM today. If you haven't been keeping up with Elden Ring speedruns, there was a 7-minute speedrun today, I believe. Sub 9 minutes. Sub 9 minutes, which is absolutely nuts. Yeah, any percent by distortion _2 run of Elden Ring in 7 minutes. That's absolutely nuts for a Souls game. I don't even think you fight an enemy, from my understanding. I haven't watched it, but apparently you don't even fight an enemy. Like, you just beat the game. Because they were talking about it. They were kind of upset about it. Okay. Well, I'm going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to talk about, I think there was a couple names of the week, and then we'll hop on out of here. Let me check the name of the week's channel real quick. We had Hazer's Milk. That's disgusting. I think I mentioned Shrek's Stump last week. And then Embright literally just submitted 21 minutes ago, Silky Johnson 666. Those are some names, dude. Gamers in the chat. All right. Well, like I said, we're going to have a bit of a rant this week. We're kind of all over the place. We started off with some origin stories. We talked about some games of the week, talked about some gaming news, and then talked about mental health. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week. Like I said, I know it was a little bit more serious there for a while, for half the episode. You found a BlaiseMcBaine. Oh my goodness. And we'll be back next week with our regular content. I will let y'all know next week's episode will probably release on Tuesday, because I'm going into this week. I was supposed to work concessions tonight. That got canceled because of weather. Wednesday, I'm supposed to have a meet that might get canceled because of weather. We're going to see. And then Friday's Luke's birthday. Saturday's his party. Sunday is Easter. Monday is Logan's birthday party. So it's kind of a jam-packed weekend. So I don't know how recording's going to go. So we might not get the episode out until Tuesday. Just as a heads up, you can keep an eye on the UpUrXP Twitter for that, and my own. I'll make sure to update those as I find out that information. Shout outs to everybody for all your support. I really do appreciate y'all. Just, come and hang out in Discord, playing games and all that good stuff. And just being supportive of not only myself, but everybody else. Like, thank you all for being the people you are. And I hope you guys have a great week. Take it easy. And, we'll see you next time. Bye.